Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to Midas Letter Live. My guest this segment is somebody you probably might or might not know if you've been in the mining space for a little while. Tom Obradovich is the president and CEO of Sable Resources, trades on the TSX Venture under the symbol SAE. Tom, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Tom, you knocked out a screamer of a hole. Come on, 514 grams per ton, silver equivalent over 12.4 meters, including 902 grams per ton, silver equivalent over 4.1 meters. Tell us about this project.
Well, the Margarita project is a low sulfidation epithermal target that we established by doing a regional study in some of the more favorable parts of Mexico, and this is in Chihuahua State. Our technical people, Ruben Padilla and Terry Harbert, identified the target. We managed to do a deal on it last year, and we got good surface numbers. These are the first drill holes that are into the Margarita vein, and we're quite pleased with it because it looks very similar to the mineralization that we see in the neighboring property that hosts about 200 million ounces of silver equivalent in a private company called Sunshine Silver and Refining. So it's the Los Gatos deposit, and we have the extension of it in our project.
And how much drilling are you doing in this first drilling program?
We're completing 12 holes for approximately 7,000 meters. We're going to be finished our 12th hole, wait for drill results, and evaluate them in order to establish a second phase of drilling in the coming month or so.
So how many drill holes are at the lab now?
We have 5 remaining at the lab, 1 being drilled and 4 in the lab. It covers the entire property. We have a very small property that covers about 1.6 kilometers of strike length, but we have the mineralization through the entire property.
Oh, that's good. It always sort of annoys me when companies say, we got 50,000 hectares, but we've only got, 600 feet of strike.
We're in good shape. We're one end to the other.
Yeah, so strike length throughout the property.
Strike length throughout the property.
What is the composition of the silver equivalent?
I believe it varies on the depth of the drill hole. We get more base metal contribution to the values as we go deeper.
So silver, lead, zinc?
Silver, lead, zinc.
Okay.
And but primarily silver.
Okay.
Not a lot of zinc and lead, but there is enough to beef up our numbers and add to the silver values that we do have.
The zinc price lately has been, under pressure, despite the fact that global zinc inventories are depleting, quality of zinc deposits are going down. So in my view, the zinc is a good thing.
I think the zinc is always a good thing, especially in a market like this, but it seems that trade wars have really kicked the crap out of the base metal market. And once those are resolved, I don't think that's a long-term issue. I think Mr. Trump will get on some other bandwagon sooner or later and leave our base metals alone.
Right.
So I think we're going to see a recovery in base metal prices just strictly on the fundamentals.
Sure. And this isn't your only project.
No, we are
So you're not a one-trick pony.
No, we're a pure greenfields exploration company. We look for fresh new deposits, and our goal is to be the company that brings everybody back to the mining market after a major discovery. And we've seen it with Hemlo, it happened. We saw it with Diamond Fields, and we saw it with Aurelian, which I'm rather connected to. Everybody started getting back in mining stocks after there was a major discovery. We haven't had one in a number of years, but I think we're destined to be that company. And we'll come back in about 6 months to see if Don Julio in Argentina, which is in the El Indio belt, is as good as we think it is.
So that you call it, you mentioned that that's in the El Indio Pascualama belt.
Yes, sir.
Which proximity to Pascualama?
We're about 100 k's south of Pascualama, but only about 40 kilometers south of Alturas, which is the most recent discovery by Barrick, 6.5 million ounces.
Right. And are you all in Argentina? There's no part of the deposit going into Chile?
No. We kept everything where it's safe in San Juan province of Argentina, the best mining jurisdiction on the planet.
Yeah,
so,
no kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we'll have to get down there with a camera crew and shoot it.
Well, we'd love
really
to.
Beautiful.
We'd love to have you after we have the discovery that ignites the market.
Because of that, we'll come down.
Exactly.
What's your treasury like right now, Tom?
We're sitting with about $2.5 million in cash.
Okay.
We've got avenues and offers of financing right now. We're coming up with creative ways to finance by possibly, I guess you're gonna, I can't tell you right now because we're gonna have to pull off the deal before I tell you.
You've never had trouble raising money?
Never.
Yeah,
no.
yeah, that's been one of your...
We went to raise $2.5 million last summer, and we raised 4.3. We've got offers.
And it's still in a tough market, too.
In a tough market, but, you know...
you know a lot of guys with deep pockets.
Yeah, and we've had, you know, between Terry, Rubin, myself, and the people involved in this company, we've been involved in the discovery of over 60 million ounces. So it's, you know, those guys led the Anglo exploration team.
Yeah, you got quite a pedigree for sure.
Yeah, you know, between Young-Davidson, Aurelian, and the deposits that were discovered for Anglo by our team in South America, we've found a lot of gold. So it's
good.
Some of the people that remember how much money they made off us are still writing checks.
Are you doing a lot of work in British Columbia?
We're doing a little bit of work in BC right now. We're drilling a project called Tulox in the next 6 months or so. We're just finishing up some of the requirements by the government with respect to First Nations.
Yes.
But we will be drilling Tulox property in the near term.
So 4 holes at the lab, did you say?
Yeah.
And then you're going to drill a phase 2?
Phase 2 will be determined on the results of the next 4 holes, but they look the same, they smell the same, and they taste the same.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, are the cores look similar?
The cores look good. We've got a strike length of over 1.5 kilometers on the ground.
Yeah.
We've got a drilled strike length of 500 meters now. We've stepped out another 500 meters. We're down to 100 meters in depth. We got intersections at 50 and 100 meters, and it
so these are right from surface.
This is an open pit.
Yeah, right. Okay.
If everything hangs together the way we think it does, it will be an open pit.
What's the elevation?
Elevation, I'm not quite sure.
Okay.
I haven't. All I know is it's on surface.
The surface of the planet.
Are there mines? There's mines in the area.
Well, the Los Gatos deposit is being built right now by the Electrum Group. They own the majority of the stock in Sunshine Silver.
Just about every state in Mexico is friendly, isn't it? Like when
Argentina.
In Mexico, we're talking about the Mexican project now at Margarita.
Okay.
But in Argentina, we're in the most favorable state.
Right.
In Mexico, we're in probably one of the most favorable states, being Chihuahua. So San Juan in Argentina, Chihuahua in Mexico.
Okay, right. Yeah. Awesome. Well, it sounds pretty exciting. We're going to leave it there for now, Tom. Thank you very much for the introduction. We're going to come back to you as soon as we see the next drill results and find out what happened.
Yeah. Okay.
And thanks very much for coming in today.
Okay, thank you very much for having me.
Have Tom on the Raw show. We can have a little Skype
You bet. Action. Absolutely. We're going to cut live now to our correspondent in California. Justin B. Marshall is joining us live with another visit of a major growing operation.
And now we're here with Jeff, Freya, and Mike at their C Quadrant facility here in a Salinas Valley location. It's quite an impressive size. Mike, what is the size of this operation?
Under roof here we have 43,000 square feet, and we have about 10,000 square feet of outbuildings, so about 53,000.
And 3 shipping bays, and quite the operation here. What are you going to be doing here in the future? What are your plans?
So this facility it's going to hold